In this video, I'm gonna break down how to make future type beats that sound like this. I want to tap into that sound and show you exactly how I make beats in that style and hopefully provide you guys with a formula for you to apply in some of your own production. Let's jump right in. But before we do that, 94% of my viewers are not subscribed. It would really mean a lot if you could go down, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and stay up to date on future uploads. Let's get back to the video. The first thing that I like to do is always start with FL keys. I'm going to open up FL keys and just start putting in some notes. So I'm going to start with something like that. Simple, just 3 notes, D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp. We're going to be working in the key of D sharp minor, and we're going to be at 123 BPM. I'm going to take that and I'm going to copy it 2 times. And then on the last time, I'm actually going to move this down to A sharp. It's going to be the same notes, but a different order, different tonal center. So it'll give it a little bit different of a sound. I'm going to take all that again, and I'm going to copy it. So this is what we have right now. That's a little slow for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control A to select everything. I'm going to hold Alt and I'm going to grab this little arrow at the end of the progression and I'm going to drag it so it fills up half of the 8-bar loop. And now we have this. The trick to these type of beats is actually to keep it really simple and kind of repetitive. So now that we have that melody done, I'm actually going to copy that over to 3 Analog Lab presets. I'm using Soft Harp, Lily's Dreams, Classic June Keys. I'm going to mute my FL keys pattern and play it. I'm gonna just change some stuff up. So for the harp, I'm gonna take away these notes here. I have this first preset loaded to the first mixer slot. And on here, I just put some gross beat on it. The next one, Lily's Dreams, solo, it sounds like this. You can hear that that patch actually has a ton of texture in it. There's a filter that's rising and falling, and then there's some background sort of textures that are playing as well. All that kind of stuff always sounds really good because it provides your track with the necessary flavor to keep it interesting. If this was just a static kind of sound, it would sound extremely boring. And then the third patch, I threw gross beat on it and I just took the dry wet down just a little bit here. And I'm actually gonna pitch it up. Altogether, my melodies sound like this. I think that's a pretty good start for a future type beat. Next up, we have the drums. I'm using a south side hi-hat. I'm gonna fill each 2-step. For the hi-hats, you want to keep your rolls really simple for these kinds of beats. I'm just going to copy that over. So now it's time for the open hats. What I'm going to do is put an open hat every other downbeat with this kind of splashy open hat. And then for this open hat, like this. Personally, I like to use multiple open hats so that they kind of play off of each other. I find using just one open hat tends to sound a little bit boring. If you just switch it up, grab a different open hat that has just a slightly different texture, it really does open up the beat a lot more. Next is an accent snare. So I'm liking the way that sounds. And then finally the 808. I'm gonna do a roll here. All I did was highlight it and hit Alt-U to bring up the chopper tool. And I'm gonna make it a triplet by deleting the last note and then just dragging out the notes using the little arrow symbol next to my highlighted selection. And this makes it a triplet. I'm gonna copy that over. And then for the second half, I'm going to make it a little bit more active. I like the way that sounds. And then finally, last but not least, for the drums, we're going to add a kick. So now we have the basic beat built. I'm gonna switch over to my other arrangement and show you what I did for the arrangement for this beat. So for the intro, I have all my melodies going, and I just added a bass for the last 4 bars before the drop. It's just 2 notes, follows the bass notes. It's very simple. This patch is a free patch. It's part of Producer Grind's free packs. So you can just go on their website and download it for free. It's in the Inception SE kit. It's called the Weekend Reese. I put a little effects transition here, which sounds like this solo. And then in context. So leads into the hook quite nice. So here I just cut the last half a bar off. I made it so you couldn't hear the snare, and that kind of gives it some space to breathe. Then for the next 4 bars, at the end of the next 4 bars, I added a gross beat. It's on my filter bus. It's a half beat gate. And what I did was I automated the mix knob, but I actually made it fall off as it went through the bar. So you get a really cool texture there. So that's the first half of the hook. And then for the second 8 bars, what I did was I just pitched all of my melodies up an octave. Then we go into the verse. I took out the Juno keys. So we just get this kind of low energy, but still really hard. I did the same thing there. I cut the snares and the hi-hats, but I left the 808 this time. Then for one 4-bar section of the verse, I just left the harp. That's hot. Did the same thing with the 808 again. Then for the second half, I actually added the pitched up version of the same patch. So it's the same patch playing twice right here. And then we're back to the hook. So as you can see, I changed something up every 4 bars. That's how I kept it interesting, because the melody was so simple. The drums are pretty simple. You have to introduce these moments in the track that keep the listener engaged. Every 4 bars, I switched up the melody, I switched up the drums, I did something to make it sound different than the previous 4 bars. And that's really it. I mean, these beats are so easy to make if you kind of follow this formula here. Every 4 bars, switch something up, keep your melodies really simple and repetitive, just pick really good sounds that add a lot of texture and variety to what you're hearing. Your drums should remain pretty simple. Making patterns unique will make it so that you're able to continually change the progressions through the song and keep the listener engaged. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. I'm gonna play this for the outro of the video so you can hear the whole beat. Real quick though, in the description, there's links to my socials, my website, my beats, services, sound kits. Feel free to tap in with me on any of them. I really wanna build a community here and help you guys grow alongside me. Let's do it together. Tap in with me, let's connect. Thanks so much for watching, and here is the final beat.